Breaking overnight, a woman told the House Ethics Committee that she saw Matt Gaetz, Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, have sex with a minor. Yes. Now, that is according to the woman's lawyer, who told NBC News, quote, "My client testified to the House Ethics Committee that she witnessed Rep. Gaetz having sex with a minor at a house party in Orlando in 2017. Gaetz, who resigned from Congress this week after Trump's announcement, has denied all allegations of sexual misconduct. Now, Gaetz is one of what can only be referred to as several controversial picks from Trump threatening to turn the White House into a taxpayer-funded circus. Again, there's vaccine skeptic Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has been tapped to lead Health and Human Services, Fox host Pete Hegseth, who Trump wants as defense secretary, and then there's Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump's pick for director of national intelligence, who's been accused of, quote, traitorous parroting of Russian propaganda, and who has no national intelligence experience. Here at the table with us is Joe Walsh, former Republican congressman from Illinois and a former 2020 Republican presidential candidate. Now, I already had a migraine this morning, a natural migraine from my sinus.
She's working on it.
This read gave me a migraine because this is real.
It is real. Joe, it is very real. It is very real. Donald Trump is leveling up a menagerie of misfits. People that he knows are not competent, capable, intelligent enough to do the jobs that he's giving them. I want to play for you some sound which, for me, crystallizes all of this, and it did so inaugural week 2017 when Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus sat on a stage right here in this city and listed out what the priorities of the then incoming administration was. This is some sound not from then, but from this past Friday from Steve Bannon, who had this to say about what we're witnessing.
We're going to burn some of these institutions down to the ground because you know why? They need to be burned down to the ground.
The deconstruction of the administrative state has been a key calling card for those acolytes around Donald Trump. Donald Trump is probably more or less agnostic in most cases. What's your take on what you're seeing with these potential cabinet secretaries running agencies that affect the health of the American people and the national security of our country?
Assume the worst. Assume the most sinister. In this era of Trump, the last 9 to 10 years, we just haven't used our imagination. Assume the worst. Mike, it's not going to be a circus. This is more dangerous. Donald Trump has convinced millions and millions of Americans that the Justice Department is our enemy. The FBI is our enemy. Our intelligence community is our enemy, this deep state. So this is going to be 4 years of tearing down these institutions, Michael, just like Donald Trump successfully tore down our elections system. Yeah. Same thing.
I'm looking at this big picture, and to me, there are two things to be concerned about. There's the fact that there will be no checks on his power, that he is installing loyalists in a lot of these positions, and the fact that, I mean, at the end of the day, these are bureaucracies. You do need someone who understands the mechanism of simply managing a lot of employees, a big institution. Which piece are you most concerned about? Pick your poison, Joe Walsh.
At least, I think they want these bureaucracies to fail. They want them to break. These people have no business running these departments. But it's...
Do they want that, though, or do they want to reshape it in their image? Like in the case of RFK, right? Is it simply about there's bloat, I want to get rid of some of these people, and I want to fill it up with people who are going to do it my way, which you might very well disagree with.
Which is what he said, though. RFK said that. Like, I want to get these people out that don't believe.
2016.
You know, I know Tulsi Gabbard. Well, the former Tulsi Gabbard. She, and I say the former because she was an endorser of Senator Sanders in our 2015-2016 campaign, and she resigned from the DNC as a vice chair of the DNC at the time to endorse, because, you know, as a vice chair of the party, you could not, you know, play in the party primary. And that person has just transformed into someone else. But she has no national security experience. And I think the best way to describe the job that she's been put up for is like she's the clearinghouse for all of the intelligence information in the country. Like, you know, we only know that the Russians were connected to these bomb threats. There were no actual bombs, but the bomb threats on Election Day, because the ODNI, working with all the other intelligence agencies, put it out, made it clear, talked to the people on the ground. I just, people should understand there's no 3D chess happening, as one of my ex-followers
God,
said.
Simone,
You know, this is just, this is
Yeah, something
what
smart about any of
Yeah,
this.
this is what he said he would do.
I was on another network a couple days ago, and I
Don't make us jealous,
will not.
Joe.
I know.
It's not this early.
I was going to say.
This is my favorite
We
set.
keep this seat here for you.
But I literally said the words that if I'm an ally of America's, I'm not sharing my intelligence with America. If I'm France and the UK, I am not sharing my intelligence
I give
with
them
the United
redacted
States of America.
intel. I get redacted information from me.
But think of how serious that is. We're
In terms of
chuckling
keeping
a
our people safe, yeah.
Yes.
So how does you know you've got these scenarios with the various agencies, and I've been trying to keep my head really kind of cool and level about this, because the idiocracy is now in control of our government, and we're sitting here. I'm listening to some people. I've been with some people recently in which, you know, one or two were very surprised that this was happening.
Jeez.
And I said, well, you voted for Trump. Why are you surprised? Because the man has always told us what it is he wants to do. So in that vein, you have, I wanted to play up Leader Jeffries and his thinking about these particular picks. Let's listen to Hakeem.
Former administration and the former president promised on the campaign trail that America would have the best economy, the best border security, and the best administration possible. And the question that we have to all ask, when we're confronted with nominations like Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., are these the best individuals available to the incoming Trump administration? Is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., by way of example, the best that America has to offer?
That's why he the leader. And,
That-
you know,
right.
this wasn't Speaker Mercha Pelosi should have been doing with her little press appearances. But this is why Hakeem Jeffries is the leader of the caucus.
And exactly. So is this the best we can do? It's very clear it is not. So what then happens in the Senate? What then does the Senate look at this and says, is this the best we can do? And if it's not, why would they vote for it?
Because they're cowards. I mean, the story of the last 9 years is Republican cowardice. If any of these people get to a vote, Michael, Republicans will approve them. I think they'll try to kneecap them before they even get to a vote. I think you'll see stuff about Gates and Gabbard leaked over the next month so that they don't get to a vote. But I don't see Republicans turning down any of these picks.
I don't
I
either.
mean, I don't
Do
see
you?
them turning them down. I mean, maybe one.
Maybe one.
Maybe one doesn't get through. And I think the one would be, frankly, Matt Gaetz, because he hasn't been a practicing attorney. Like, he went to law school, graduated from law school, went to private practice for a hot second, and then went to the State House. In Florida. And so he's never been a prosecutor, he ain't been a defense attorney. We don't know what kind of law he's practiced, but he's gonna lead the Justice Department. It's kind of like, But and you know, Pete Hegseth, one could argue again, same kind of thing. He's a veteran. That does not make you qualified to lead the Department of Defense. But I think that the way Matt Gaetz's nomination gets tanked is if, I don't know what you think, Alicia, but I think if more details of this He was trafficking is the only way that I could describe it, because that's what the investigation was, and then the illicit drug use. I think if details and then a name or a face is put with the story, then I think that's what takes examination. And it's crazy for me to say that like that's what it's going to take.
That's what
I want to know what that face is about, but I do want to say we have some reporting coming in overnight from NBC's Julie Sorkin about the fact that a majority of Senate GOP says that Gates won't be confirmed. Trump's team saying they'll get Gates confirmed even if it's an ugly battle. So to your point about the cowardice, they know.
They know. They know.
Whether they know and will say it with their face and name attached is a different question.
Right. My question, that's so laughable. That is so friggin' laughable.
You think they're just saying
Oh,
what
it's
they
like,
need to say.
yeah, the majority. Oh, we're quiet. Privately. Is this the same private folks who told us that January 6th that the President of the United States was about to be impeached for it because everybody went to the floor and they said privately that's what's going to happen? Don't believe. You are absolutely right. They're wusses. They're not prepared to do this. But here's the deal. I think I'm just a little crazy here. You got Speaker Johnson and Donald Trump having a conversation. And Johnson's like, we have a problem. Can you help me out? Can you make an appointment? Oh, sure. Can you get him out of the House? So he's out of the House now. What happened? He got appointed. He's gone. No longer a House problem. No longer a House problem. So then it becomes, oh, is it Trump's problem? Trump's like, well, you got to get through the Senate.
I have a thought on this, but we got to go to commercial break, and I want to tell you more and do more on the other side. Joe, you're going to stay with us.
I play 7 deep chess.
We're going to continue this conversation right after a quick break, so make sure to stay with us next hour. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal is at the table to talk about House Democrats' plans to curb Trump's agenda. You're watching The Weekend.
There once was a tree, lovingly made to look real. So real, something magical happened. It helped create very real memories. Balsam Hill.
25% off right now at manscaped.com.
It wasn't recording.
Get ready with me to give out some gifts tonight. Get ready!
The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. The Handyman. The Weed Whacker 2.0.
With the Beard Hedger, you can go from Santa to Xanta.
The D's a good thing. I said the D. The Z's a good thing?
Get ready for your holiday season with 25% off right now at manscaped.com.
Here's your coffee.
Oh, best intern ever.
Oh, nice. You use Fiverr. Working on anything big? A marketing campaign? Product launch?
New towel design for the summer swag.
Are we sure we're making the best use of our talent?
Can I get some oat milk?
Sometimes great talent is right under your nose.
What's your name again?
I want to say Barbara.
You want customers to know they can trust your business, that their information is safe with you. And to prove it, you need one of these. Thankfully, there's Vanta. Vanta integrates with the tools you already use, from cloud providers to task trackers, to automate the tedious process of gathering the evidence needed to successfully complete a security audit. Secure and grow your business with Vanta, the fast, easy, and trusted way to get compliant.
Heather likes things smooth. So when she had a rough time getting a weight loss appointment, she came to us. Through Ro, she connected with a provider online and got a GLP-1 prescription. Now she's on her way to losing 20% of her weight in a year with diet and exercise.
Now that's smooth.
We got you, Heather. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Stay informed on the biggest issues of the day. MSNBC has you covered wherever you are.